Voice, this one is stupid. No, it isn't! Piss off! You cannot smash a skeleton waifu. Bro, she ain't got no cheeks, no tig old biggies, no tongue, no lips, and them thighs aren't saving no lives. They're slowly turning into ashes. Plus, skeletons in general are always associated with death. Ah yes, Miss Death, my old sneaky link. No, not Lady Death, Death. No, not the Marvel Death. What about this one? No. Okay, what about this one? Yachiru Unohana from Bleach. Are you serious? Ah, but she's so sexy and cool. Plus, she's only like 5 feet 2.5 inches tall. And only 99 pounds, bruh. Hold up, 99 pounds? Fact check, here we go. Damn! She look good for a woman who's over 2,000 years old. You know she be eating her veggies. Hell yeah, you're missing the point! It doesn't matter how sexy the death in question is, it doesn't make the skeleton waifu any more worth it. Well, what about the one from the Book of Life movie? I think she's a goddess of death and a skeleton. Death from the Book of Life movie? You mean La Muerte? Wow! Yeah, sorry to burst your little horny bubble, but she's technically not a skeleton. She's made of white sugar candy with licorice hair. Oh, so she not only looks good, but she tastes good too. Got it. Go ahead, SpongeBob. Oh, SpongeBob, yeah. Stop it! This video is not about death or La Muerte. I feel like it kind of should be though. Well, it's a good thing your feelings don't mean shit. Anyway, if you're gonna bring up the movie The Book of Life, you could at least bring up the twins. The twins? Yes, the twins. You know, the ones who are actually skeletons. Wow! I mean, dude, we watched this movie. We're not paying attention. I got distracted at night. My blood pressure was low and I needed some sugar. Oh, you poor child. Here, take some of these smacks instead. Alright, skeletons are pretty simple to explain. Skeletons are a form of physically manifested undead found in fiction, especially works of fantasy, and are often associated with death and decay. And like I just said, they're undead like zombies. But the difference is, skeletons obviously lack flesh and are made up of animated bones or traces of muscles and ligaments. And the origins for these creatures are not tied to a single source. And that basically means this monster is shown in many different cultures in many different ways. Such as, and probably the most famous one, the Grim Reaper. Now obviously the Grim Reaper has always been seen as a skeleton and a personification of death, and it's apparently been seen this way since the Middle Ages, and it was more likely influenced by things like the Black Plague, or even the Bible with the story of the Valley of the Dry Bones in the Book of Ezekiel. And also, there's something in Japanese culture called a Gashi Dokuro, which apparently means starving skeleton. This is supposed to be a famous skeleton entity that's formed from the accumulated bones of the people who died from famine or in battle without proper burials. Their spirits, filled with vengeance and hunger, form a single massive monster that roams at night, seeking the blood of the living. And lastly, the skeleton waifu, or more or less the skeleton monster in general, could have been inspired by calacas, and this is a Spanish word for skeleton, and more or less they're skeletons that are decorative figurines and symbols used in Mexican celebration of the Day of the Dead. Also, if you play any fantasy game with skeletons in them, you know how weak they can be, and you know how strong they can be thanks to Dark Souls. And I mean seriously, if you play Dark Souls, you know how strong skeletons can be, and how scary they can be. Yeah, so it's said to say in all of folklore and most of fiction, skeletons are seen as a bad thing. And most don't really have any pros. But the ones we're going to talk about do have pros. Starting with Luria, the skeleton, from the manga called Can You Fall in Love with a Skeleton? This story starts off with an adventurer named Arwen. He goes into a castle and comes across a coffin. And in this coffin, he finds a skeleton that's alive! Now this skeleton's name is Princess Luria, and she was apparently turned to a skeleton 100 years ago by a wizard who has no name or face at this moment because he's not important. But what is important is that she's rich!
I'm rich! I'm wealthy! Yahoo! I'm comfortably well off! Woohoo!
That is not what's important. It's what's important to me. What's important here is that she tells Arwen that she's cursed. But in her words, the curse can be broken with a kiss by someone that loves her. And at first she says, if the curse is broken, that she'll turn back into a beautiful girl. She also claimed to have once been the most beautiful girl in her country. And apparently if she doesn't find love in 1 week, she'll lose her consciousness and turn into a real monster. Now, what we learn later in the story is, and just a spoiler alert, she lied about one very important detail. If Arwen the Adventurer kisses her, it will break her curse. But because when she was alive, she was sick and already dying, when her curse is lifted in her case, she will die immediately. Why all the good ones gotta die? Boy, shut up crying, this ain't sad. He knew her for a week, and she was gone in only a second, and she was kinda hot. Anyways, another pro for her is, she was apparently kinda cute in her human form, plus she can cook, clean, and do laundry. But is she worth it though? If she would've lived, I would've said yes, but since she's dead, all I can say is tragic. Tragic! He should've hit that while she was a skeleton. Hey, voice, you see what you're doing with your mouth? What, talking? Yeah, that. Stop doing that. Now, if the skeleton waifu is cursed and the curse can be broken, I see no problem with this, but that's only assuming the guy in question could break the curse. You're mean to me! I'm honest! Alright, the next one up, or more or less the next two up, you know, because they're twins, and their names are Atalita and Scarlita Sanchez. And they're the older deceased cousins of Manolo Sanchez, one of the main characters of, you know, the movie The Book of Life. Voice, stop gooning to the hot chick! If not to goon, then why goon shaped? Oh my god. Anyway, Scarlita is the one with the eye patch. And these two are supposedly fully skeletons, although they are decorated skeletons. Yes, 2 for the price of 1. Like 2 tortillas with the hot sauce top spicy right here. Dude, what are you even saying? I'm saying I would smash in a very roundabout manner. Yeah, but how though? They're skeletons, for one, and they're completely dead. And this is their biggest con, they live in the land of the remembered, which is the home of all the good spirits, and the ones who are still remembered are the living family and friends. And according to the rules, as long as someone living remembers you, you can live in this land. Yeah, sounds like fun. But that means, if you want to smash, you will have to die first. Are you willing to die for the cheeks, voice? Are you willing to die for those bony ass cheeks? Dude, the Mexican woman. Trust me, those cheeks are not bony. They gotta have some fat left down there. Plus they're twins, and not just twins night. Twins with guns! Plus, they both fought in the Mexican Revolution, which was a real event in reality. And because the Mexican Revolution began in November 20th, 1910, that would mean they were likely born around the 1800s. But at the very least, I chose the year 1900 and calculated it up to the year 2025 to see just how old they'll be today. And I found out that these bitches be gilfs. They be gilfs night, gilfs! Twin Mexican gilfs! They have not only guns, but swords night, swords! They know the way to my heart. Okay, this is all well and good, but they're still skeletons, and they're still stuck in the land of the remembered. Well, looks like someone wasn't paying attention to the end of the movie. Do you not remember at the end of the movie that the gods apparently in this universe have leeway on the Day of the Dead? Meaning, for what they've shown in the movie, they could bring back at the very least every dead Sanchez in that family. And while the Sanchez's were in the world of the living, they were not only able to be there, but they were able to make physical contact with living people. Meaning night! Oh god, don't say it. Meaning! On the Day of the Dead, I'm cracking some skulls night! Twin skulls, back to back to back to back! In Johnny Sins like fashion. But bruh, based off of what you just said, they can only come back for 1 day. The Day of the Dead is not 1 day night. Oh no, it's 2. 2 days night! 2 days and maybe more if everybody gets drunk. Which will likely happen because it's party time! And you'll never guess what else. What else, voice? It begins in the month of November on the 1st and the 2nd, which means I'm going to Mexico before you can put me in jail. What?
Bye, bitch!
You son of a bitch. Get back here! Never!
What did you want?